this is Christelle Martinet, and I thought it was about time that I come back. There is this new moon, and the new moon's energy typically is just really reawakening for me. And I've decided to scry first of all for the new moon, and the new moon is, I guess, the 13th, the 14th, 12th, 13th, 14th. The energy is around that time. And here again, last time I scried, I remember, it might have been around, well, no, but probably wasn't the new moon, the full moon. But here too, I'm finding myself saying there's a watershed period, a reawakening of sorts. There's a crystal. You're starting to feel like crystals. Crystals are entering your environment, and they're reflecting light to you. And you feel that energy. You feel the energy as if you can grasp. You're close and you can grasp that light for yourself. It's almost as if you could just take it and put it in your pocket. Okay, and what is a good practice is to. And I suggest this now, wherever you feel like you have that little light, or there's a place where you feel there's reflection of some sort, go and stand there, be there, stay in that area, and just get as much as you can, and then come away from it. And so this will be, say, the post-new moon. You're starting the new moon period, and it's very, very fertile for projects, very fertile for projects. Not only new products, not only new projects, there's things, there also are projects that you've put away, you've shelved, and you've practically forgotten about. Pick them up again, take them up again, see if you can dust them off, and do something with them, revamp them. This is the time to do that. They'll be blessed with a certain, the timing is everything. And it could be with a little more, another coat of paint. Let's see if we can get this old idea back into the making. There's a certain type of interconnectedness with regard to that older project. It seems to be connected to many different realms of your life and certain people in your life too, that you have, again, put on the shelf. It would be a good time, again, dust it off, take it up, and see what you can salvage there. Very lucky. There are some things about that project that are very lucky and will serve you well in the immediacy of now, in this period of time. There will be a lot coming to you from that. Personally, not only in the sense of your livelihood and what you stand to gain. Something to do, most of it has to do with personal gain, personal enrichment. The leaves are falling. Okay, it is fall in our hemisphere up where I'm reading. I'm in the northern hemisphere. It is fall up here. And for those of us up here, it is sort of a fall that is acting like spring. All right, it is similar. It's a spring somewhere else in the world, and here we're getting the sensation of it being a beginning again, a spring, as if it were spring. Sometimes the daylight that you have around you. Okay, there are areas that have been experiencing very cold weather, but there are some times when the sun comes through that it just smacks of spring. And that's the energy that's now. And you're not seeing a complete rainbow, okay? And this is, I'm using a metaphor. You're not seeing a complete rainbow because you see a part of it. So as if you say, well, gee, that's not going to go anywhere. There's not the other end of the curve. But the part of it is part, like I said before, of a greater hold. And you have the feeling it's interconnected. And it's your task to try to, again, rekindle those connections for you, because you have much to gain from them. It is interesting to see how you tend or you will tend, you'll feel as though, yes, of course, in my mind I feel it's a new beginning, sure. But can I go and speak to other people and make them feel that it's a new beginning, make them think that? You'll be surprised because you're not the only one feeling this energy. So it's chances are that when you go knock on the doors, those people that were involved or the connections, those important people for this project in some way, you'll be finding an open door. Another thing very interesting. You'll be giving value. You'll be according value to something that materially has no value, as if what you value now, from now around this time, will be more in something that has memories, that holds memories for you, that you'll begin to value it even more. Okay, a stupid thing, a pen that someone gave you years ago. It's a plastic old pen, but it brings to mind a memory, so you don't throw it out. Things that you deal with in this moment in time surrounding this new moon will bring you back to thinking of people that you haven't for a while, and you'll start probably, most likely, you'll start thinking, I wonder if that person is still. I wonder what would he or she say if I do this, okay? And again, remember the open door that's there. Of course, I'm seeing a lot of isolation here, a lot of isolation. Probably for many of you, periods of isolation that you have never felt before in your life. But please be reminded that there is an open door there, and that there is a connection that you're just not seeing, you've decided not to see, all right? There's a dog outside wailing, poor thing. Poor thing. Okay, now, there not only is isolation, you feel a barrier between one specific barrier, a very tall, thick wall that has to do with an interpersonal relation, a person that was dear to you, or perhaps still is, but you feel there's a wall there. You don't know how to overcome that wall. You don't know if it's permeable. It's not their problem. It's your problem. It seems as if you can't find the reasoning process to overcome that wall. It will come. It will come. Just remember. There's the door there, and. If I have to summarize what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing dusting off an old project, starting new projects, contending with a sense of isolation because of a wall or a barrier that could be thrown down, could be just taken down, and the light sparkling, the reflection of areas of light where you could and then bask into it and come away with it. It will help you during this period. I'm just keep hearing. Get in touch with those people. Get in touch with long lost friends. Get in touch with people you have put on the shelf. Get in touch with yourself through them. All right, that's the reasoning that I'm listening to, that I'm hearing. There are parts of you that have been left in other people, that have been given away, or you fail to see and entertain the notion of seeing now. But it's not all light here. There's not all light, and okay, there is that isolation, but there is also a sort of cloudy area, and when I mean cloudy, I mean that it's temporary, because clouds then dissipate. But there is a cloudy area, and it's one's uncertainty, right? It's uncertain. You're uncertain about how to proceed. But it's cloudy in terms of your mental ability to reason out what is happening to you now. It seems as if you don't know, you don't have the tools, you don't know what to do. Right? When something like this happens, of course, we always tend to suggest meditation, quieting the mind and removing everything from your mind, and things will emerge. You'll find an answer emerge. And it's easier said than done. I agree with that. But the practice, once you start, it's like going back to those people on the shelf and getting in touch with them again. Once you've opened the door, then you just have to go right through. Now, there's also something else. Remember I mentioned the reflective nature, things that you getting in touch with other people, and it's a reflection to you, an answer to you as to how to proceed. Right? That is important to remember. And I'd like to say that everything we do is a reflective process. It is not, but most of what we do, most of our exposure, I'll call it exposure, most of our exposure to other people, I'm slurring my words, most of the exposure that you have to other people and to people you've put on the shelf, in truth is a reflection to you yourself of how and where to go and how to get there. Those clouds that I just mentioned, those areas that seem to be cloudy, it does need dissipation, and it does need for you to hide under the clouds. Okay, we need to hide under the clouds, hide under the clouds. There's meditation to do, remember. There is meditation to do. Now, there's another thing. There's the partitioning, all right, the isolation. That is definitely a constant. With many of you, there is isolation. And it does keep coming up. Now, it's isolation of your own doing for the most part, and that is very clear here. So let's pick ourselves from our, the seat of our pants and go, try to see of what we can do to make the clouds dissipate and getting through the doors. Now, I know I'm speaking in metaphorical language, and those of you, my grandmother always used to say, a buon intenditore poche parole, those who want to understand. All right, now this is by no means a criticism on my part, but sometimes these words are not meant for everyone, and people write to me and they say, well, what did you mean by, and what did you mean by, and it would take me at least longer than it takes the time for me to do this reading, but there's that expression, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, so, just what you don't understand doesn't matter. Sooner or later, there's something there for you, there will be. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's been following me and been writing me and telling me their stories. It's a pleasure. I have to say that the mail outweighs the time that I have to respond. And so many people are asking me for free readings. These are my free readings. I wouldn't be able to go to the grocery market if I did free readings. I couldn't pay it, and I couldn't have time to go there. So, I do hope that you can see that this is a free reading, and it is a general reading, but there's always a message for someone, and I truly believe that. And I have had that experience when I was on the other end, on the receiving end, and it's helped me incredibly. Now, before I take leave here, there is a one area that's a little distant in time. It's not relegated to this new moon, but it's farther up. And what I'm seeing here is direction. There's definite direction, and there's one point, and I think I can say that it'll be about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks where you will know. All of a sudden you will know. You'll feel like, now I know. Okay, whatever that means to you, this is what I'm hearing and this is what I'm seeing. There's a point further down the line, about 3 weeks. Now I understand. Okay. Okay, That's enough. Namaste, my friends. It was a pleasure for me to read with you. Do visit my both websites, christellemartinet.com and multiplevoices.net. And also my websites, and that's two, I'm repeating myself, my Christelle Martinet fan page in Facebook. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me. Namaste. I'll be reading again. Bye-bye.